Welcome. In this video, you'll witness various clips of hikes that Lynn and I have taken when we went out west. We went to Nevada, California, Utah, and Arizona. Some of those hikes was really strenuous. Others were a little bit easy. But before that, let's talk about Las Vegas. Sweet. Okay, the bathroom looks nice. What's up in here? God. We really enjoyed our hotel. It was in a Palazzo. Had a really great time. Never really been in a hotel like that before. Of course, we wanted to go out and see the sights, so we walked around. But it was short-lived. The next morning, we decided to get up and hit the road and head out to Death Valley. Of course, I was super excited, so I decided to dance in the car. One of my good songs came on. It was very enjoyable. Death Valley is a desert valley in eastern California, in the northern Mojave Desert, bordering the Great Basin Desert. It is one of the hottest places on Earth, along with deserts in the Middle East and the Sahara. Of course, on this trip, those facts are further from the truth. Cause when we went, it was pretty cold. 30 degrees to be exact. So, it was quite a different experience. These roads that we're driving down were super narrow, a little bit nerve-wracking, but exhilarating at the same time. Before driving down that narrow road, of course, we had to drive up it so that we can get here. Dante's View. Dante's View overlooks the great view of Badwater, which was amazing. And this right here is Artist's Palette, a scenic drive that was pretty interesting. It had a lot of dips, and it was refreshing. Different, but refreshing. Racetrack Playa is home to one of Death Valley's most endearing mysteries. Scattered across the bottom of this dry lake bed are hundreds of rocks that leave trails on the ground when they move. I found it interesting, so I tried to bring my drone up in the sky to get a better view, and this happened. How unfortunate.
There it is. Ooh, welcome to Utah! State number 4.
Alright, so now we are at Zion National Park. I almost said Yellowstone because I was thinking of Yellowstone. And we're about to do a bunch of stuff. We're about to hike Emerald Pool trails ahead. All this stuff here. We're gonna see some sights like this. And I am very excited. The Emerald Pools Trail. First of all, I just love the name. It sounds majestic. I didn't expect to have the experience that I'm having here while on this trip. It was really cool to walk up narrow pathways that looked kind of like rock staircases. I really enjoyed just being out there in nature, and it was also cool to have other people doing the same thing, even though COVID was still an issue. Hiking around Zion National Park led with its challenges. It was really cold when we got there, somewhere around low 40s, upper 30s. And it got a little bit colder as time went on, which was interesting. Here, we're in the upper pools. the Upper Pools was a magical spot. It was nice just to see all the scenery and just how nature blended in with each other and created this beautiful view. It was cool to see everybody sitting on the rocks and just enjoying their surrounding environment. Carolyn and I also felt like we were in a magical place at this point. It was just nice to be able to share that experience with her. As we left the Upper Pools, we decided to finish our hike and it started to snow. I thought that it made a more enhanced experience. It added a different element. It was beautiful. I loved it. Just being out there in the scenery and in the snow. It was cold, but at the same time it just added that extra art, that natural art element.
Alright, heading our second excursion inside Zion National Park. As you can see, I got my camera ready to go. I got it tucked up right now because I don't need it. But we're about to get on these shuttles and we're gonna head out. So, it's about to be a good time.
Okay, so this is day 4. Also day 2 when it comes to our Zion National Park experience. And here we were walking up Angel's Landing. This was by far one of my most fun hikes that I've done in my entire life. Of course, I haven't done as many hikes as the average hiker, but lately I've been doing a lot of hiking. And the view here was amazing. I really enjoyed just walking up these stair-like cliff pathways. And of course, all the other hikers added to the experience, even though we were trying to social distance as much as possible. It was really cool to see just the rock structure and just how it all had its own kind of art element to it. Loved it. And then how the clouds also mixed in with the mountains. It's interesting to understand how high we were. It got colder as we went up, which is what you would expect. But it didn't stop us from trying to reach our ultimate goal, which of course was getting all the way to the top, Angel's Landing. As we got further up, it got a little bit colder. A little bit more slippery. As you can see, my camera has some snow on it because the snow didn't stop. It wasn't snowing super heavy, but it was very noticeable. Let me just say this. Angel's Landing is an iconic feature of Zion National Park. Hiking Angel's Landing is a must for any park visitor looking for their next adrenaline rush. With the sheer drop-off of 1,000 feet on a narrow trail, climbing the peak of Angel's Landing isn't a hike you'll soon forget. And I didn't. Facts are, Angel's Landing is 5,785 feet above sea level. Which is kind of interesting because when we were in Death Valley and we went to Badwater, we were 282 feet below sea level. And that makes Death Valley the lowest point in North America. Here we are getting ready to go up in elevation. We gotta take on this zigzag of a beast. And this was the most strenuous part of our hike. this point, we get a little further up and we realize we really need to take a break. So I decided to stop and take my camera out to take a couple of pictures. It's always a good time to take a picture. Is where things got interesting. Well, they've been interesting. But this is the area where you're supposed to hang on to the chain as you go further to the top. This gentleman right here is a boyfriend of a young lady that we met earlier who decided to stop going because the chain stops at this point. Got scared, rightfully so, because it's really slippery in that area. If you slip off, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching.